All right. I've had a terrible week. So last Thursday, I got a phone call from my mother. I was at work, so I didn't answer my phone. At least that's what I'm gonna tell her. And so my phone has this feature where it converts your voicemails into text. Awfully, but it says it does that. So let me read out to you what I then read on my way to get a drink from the fountain during a quick little break I was on. Hey Kyle, this is Mum. Shut up. Hey Kyle, this is Mun. Hey Mun. Hey Kyle, this is Mum. Inaudible. Little while they're going to kick by the horse, and so they're going to inaudible. Him down to the children's hospital, inaudible. Nathan is already at the children's hospital. If you get this message here in the next short while, inaudible, both inaudible, and my phone are just about out of juice, so we're just going to charge inaudible. Here in the car, we were just wondering if you go over and sit with inaudible, give inaudible a call back, I guess, message me on there, something inaudible. Your sister's got her phone too, but she's not inaudible, so we're still sitting in the inaudible here waiting for the Stars Air ambulance to show up, so I don't know, inaudible, be here for a couple of hours. So I knew exactly what was going on. So here's the skinny. If you watched my clog, my last ever clog on Monday, then you kind of know what happened. My little nephew decided to take matters into his own hands and rip his hand from my father's grasp and ran around behind a horse at the farm that my parents still live on and got kicked by the horse in the face. Now, that was scary and it was awful. And that night, I don't wish on anybody, because just sitting in a waiting room for 5 hours wondering if this is going to be a really terrible conversation is not a really fun way to spend a Thursday afternoon. It's not even a tolerable Tuesday afternoon. Finally at about 11 p.m. at night, the social worker comes to us and asks us a few different questions, and she says on first notice, it looks like we have some fractures going in the jaw, but he's okay. We don't see any brain damage, we don't see any fractures in the skull, we think he's going to be okay. It wasn't until the next day that I went there that I was able to see him kind of in the flesh, so to speak, and he had a really bad scar right here on his chin, and he was like so sullen and like sad, which was probably more the morphine than anything else. So I took a couple hits myself. It was a great night. The eventual thing was that yesterday, that would have been Tuesday, he finally went into surgery. They know that he broke his jaw here and up here, and so they put a little bit of a plate here in the bottom of his jaw, wired his teeth so that they're all straight. That's going to be in for, a couple weeks. So he has to talk like this with his teeth all closed, which he's entirely unhappy about, which I can understand. But the good news is this, is that he's safe, he's going to get through this. He can't go outside for 6 weeks, which is going to be like the worst for him. His favorite thing to do is run around like a madman outside. His favorite thing to do in the world is to run around like an out-of-control Danny DeVito. So, like Danny DeVito. And really the last thing that I have to be thankful for here is that I live in Canada. So let me list off the things to you that my nephew and his family had to go through. He had to be airlifted 2 hours away to Calgary, where I live. He had to be put up in a hospital for 1 week. He had to have emergency kind of dental surgery. He had x-rays done. His family, so my sister and her husband, were staying at the hospital for the week as well. All of that had to happen was all covered for me. Well, not for me, I'm not paying anything, but was all covered for them. I honestly cannot imagine if we lived only 4 hours south of here, well, more like 5 hours south of here, what that would have cost and how much that would have bankrupted my family. To think that you would have to make that choice between, do I want my kid to have the best care, or do I want to be able to feed them for the next 2 years, just seems like such a backwards way of thinking. Look at me, I'm being political. Anyway, I'm just thankful for everything, the way that it turned out. It is the best possible scenario for all of this to have happened. Thanks for being Canadian, Mum and Dad. I was thinking the audience for a second. Thanks for being Canadian, audience. So normally, I'm a bit funnier than this. Not a lot, but a bit. My name is Kyle. I upload videos every Monday and Thursday. You can like, comment, and subscribe, or, you know, just live your life. Whatever you want. Let me know about any horror stories that turned out really well down in the comments below. I'd love to hear about them.